One of the biggest struggles of being a freelancer is that sometimes you feel like all the clients are coming at one time, and then there's phases where you don't have clients at all. So it kind of feels like a roller coaster, which is really something that, I don't know, scares me and kind of gives you a feeling of being unsecured, or makes this whole thing feels really fragile. And a lot of times you get stuck in a position where you're without a client. You might have to do things that you don't want to do, or take clients that you don't want to do. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I can solve this. And one of the key things that I learned is that if you want to have kind of stable numbers of clients, of good clients at all times, you really need to understand your funnel. And I've discussed what is a funnel before. Basically, a funnel is kind of the process where your prospects or potential clients go through before they become really paying clients. And obviously for freelancers, it's something like somebody reaches out to you, so they're a lead. You might be taking up a call with them, or you might be meeting with them. Afterwards, you might be sending them a proposal, and only after send that, they actually become a real customer. And obviously not everybody goes through this funnel. That's why it's called a funnel. A lot of people begin, but not a lot of people finish this. And what I realized, that even though I've been full-time freelancing for over 5 years now, I didn't keep track of the numbers. So how many people reach out to me every month? How many people I end up sending a proposal to every month? And the fact that I don't know this means that I can't control this. And if I can't control this, then the result is sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, and I feel like powerless. I feel like it's got nothing to do with me. I might be lucky some months, or I may be out of luck in another month, but this is obviously not a sustainable way to run a profitable business. And so you want to make sure that you own this, you control this, and you know what's going on. So the first step is actually knowing your numbers, knowing how many people reaches out to you, what's kind of the conversion rate of leads to paying customers. So I'm measuring this on a quarterly base. By the way, if you're using a CRM or a client relationship management, you can get all those numbers automatically. I'm not paying a service to do this. I use Trello, and I showed you how I use Trello, but just like columns, and I move my clients when they move the columns. And so I need to keep track manually of how many new ones I've had each quarter, again, because I'm doing this quarterly, and how many of them become really paying clients. So for my numbers, for example, in the recent quarter, so in the last 3 months, I've had 7 new leads. So 7 people reached out to me on email or on call discussing a potential project. With 5 of them, so I'm looking at the numbers that I reached. So 5 of them I've actually went on to meet and discuss and see if this can actually be a good relationship or not. Only 3 of them I've actually took the time to write and send a proposal. And out of those, actually 2 clients wanted to work with me. Actually didn't end up sealing one of them. I've discussed this with you with the payment terms and everything, but they were into working with me. And so it was kind of my decision not to progress this and to give up this project. But so far, I can understand that for my quarterly numbers, my conversion rate is something like 28%. So 7 people got started, 2 people wanted to seal the deal. So that's like 28% conversion rate. Means if I want to increase the numbers of people who want to sign a contract with me, want to start working with me, I need to increase the top level number. So first of all is understanding, do you have a good conversion rate? Do you have a not so good conversion rate? Where do people drop off along this funnel? And you can really understand if you're getting the right leads, if you have the right process to onboard them, if you're sending the right proposal. So it's super important to know those numbers. But knowing those numbers is only the first step. So those numbers in business lingo, they're called KPIs, key performance indicators. And they say, it's kind of like the heart metrics, EKG, or whatever of your business, right? What really happens. But what you really want to know is what drives those numbers, and that's kind of a different something that is called critical drivers. So what are the things that you do or don't do that, if you will do them, will affect those numbers? So I can tell you that for me, the critical driver, the thing that I do that can affect how many leads I get or how many proposals I close is stuff like going on lunch with people, going to conferences or going to events, just hanging out with people, meeting people, or reaching them out on Facebook. Those are things that when I do, they're not immediately related. They won't immediately generate a lead, but I know that I can track them, and I know that if I will increase the number of my critical driver activities, the result will be an increase in the leads that I get in my KPIs. So those are kind of two different numbers or metric that you should understand about your business. What are the actions that I'm doing, and what is the effect that is being created by those actions that I'm taking? So now that I understand this, and by the way, again, I've been doing this for 5 years. I wasn't paying attention to this only until the recent year, where I started taking my business really seriously, stepping up my game, wanted to reduce my stress and create a more sustainable business. And now I really understand what I need to do more. And so I'm investing in taking those critical drivers. For example, next week or in 2 weeks, I'm going to be heading to OFF Festival in Tel Aviv. So it's a 2-day conference. I'm going to meet up a lot of people. Hopefully that will create new leads, create connections, stuff like that. At the end of the month, I'll be going to an Epic Currents event in the Smoky Mountains. So it's called Epic Unknown. Another great way to connect with people, get to know, learn, and potentially create leads in the future. So I'm taking action. I'm making investment in those critical drivers in order to see in the next quarters, right? Again, it's not immediately, but in the next quarter, I want to see the effects, which is growing my business. All right. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Have an awesome day. I'll catch you tomorrow.